really opened my eyes and made me more confident with Coda because, like I said, there's not a lot of people who have service dogs from in upstate New York. So I did not feel comfortable with Coda. I didn't feel comfortable walking around with her because everyone was staring. Everyone would stare. People would whisper and point. So I didn't know. I was so used to how people would react like that. How I would always kind of be like the outsider. Like people were like, "Oh, what's wrong with her?" Stuff like that. So when I met her, she really made me confident with Coda. It made me realize that I can be confident with Coda and not have to hide with her. So like I said, I was going to explain the difference between a service dog, emotional support dog, and therapy dog. Because a lot of people don't know the differences. However, it is like comparing apples and oranges. For example, we do have a lot of ESAs on campus, which is really cool. We are a very dog-friendly campus. An emotional support animal, which is the long terminology for ESA, is a pet prescribed by a licensed mental health professional to a person with a mental illness. So that person still has a mental disability. However, it's not as severe for one that they need a service dog for. And also, an emotional support animal can be any domestic animal that you want. So it can be a lizard, a cat, a dog, it can be a bunny, it can be a fish, it can be whatever makes you feel most comfortable. And also, ESAs are protected under the Fair Housing Act and the Air Carrier Access Act, yes. So what that means is that if there is housing that you want to get into, and if it says like no dogs or no pets allowed, you are able to legally be able to stay in that place with your ESA because your ESA is meant to stay with you. And like I said, it's protected with the Fair Housing Act. And it's also protected under the Air Carrier Access Act, which is where you're able to bring your ESA on a plane. You don't have to crate them underneath the plane, you're able to bring them up on the plane with you. And all of that. However, there was an issue with an ESA peacock, and I don't really know how that was. So I mean, there's also someone who tried to have an alligator as an ESA, so I don't think you can bring an alligator on a plane. That might be a little iffy there. But the difference between an ESA and a service dog is that ESAs are not trained in specific tasks that is directly related to a handler's disability. So it's not specifically trained to alert to anything. It's just there for comfort. And a lot of ESAs, however, do take obedience, so they are trained in obedience and everything like that. But that's the main difference between a service dog and an emotional support animal is that an emotional support is not trained in specific task work like a service dog is. And another thing is that ESAs are also not protected under the ADA, which is the American Disability Act, which passed in 1990. And another thing is that they are not allowed into public places. Like I said, a lot of people tend to think that ESAs and service dogs are similar, that they're the same. However, they are not. Like I said, they are just there for comfort, and they do not do any specific task work. So they aren't seen as medical equipment, hence why they're not able to go into public places. So you're not able to bring it in Target or any place that says no pets allowed, because they aren't seen as medical equipment, like I said, and they are only there for comfort. While service dogs, they are seen as medical equipment since they've been trained for over 2 years in alerting and knowing how to respond to someone, they are allowed in public places no matter where. So they're allowed in the movies and on planes, they're allowed in classrooms and everything like that. So a therapy dog. Like I said, whenever I talk to people about CODA, sometimes they tend to mix up the terminology. And so a therapy dog is a dog trained to provide psychological or physiological therapy for individuals in hospitals, nursing homes, and schools, which is really cool because therapy dogs are for multiple people. However, ESAs and service dogs are for one person. So a therapy dog is trained, but not in task work. They're just trained to be able to deal with so many people and to work with so many people and give that comfort. So then they're not only towards one person. And so with that, hence why, well, this is Positive CNY, which is also from Syracuse, New York. I don't know if anyone knows them. They are able to go into schools and they do a lot of volunteer work at nursing homes where we bring the dogs in and the dogs are able to get pet and help all the elderly and also the kids with schoolwork and everything like that. And they are encouraged to pet and interact while on duty because that's what therapy therapy dogs are for. They're there for comfort and they're for support. So you are able to pet a therapy dog, and they encourage it a lot because that's what they were trained for. That's what they're used for. And an interesting fact is that a lot of times after a service dog retires, they become a therapy dog because a lot of service dogs love attention, but they know like when they're on duty they can't get pet. So a lot of service dogs have the right temperament to be a therapy dog after they retire. So that's also an interesting kind of fact. And then, like I said, about service dogs, I just have another slide about them. However, this is more based on the correct terminology and the more defined terminology. So a service animal is a dog that is individually trained to work or perform tasks for a person with a disability. And this is a direct quote from the ADA. So like I said, they're protected under the Americans with Disabilities Act, under the ADA. And they are allowed to accompany their handler anywhere the general public goes. So restaurants, malls, planes, everything like I said, because they are seen as medical equipment. They're seen just like a wheelchair, just like something like that. You would never tell someone that they can't bring their wheelchair to a restaurant, so you can't really tell them that they can't bring their service dog. Another thing is that you cannot pet a service dog unless otherwise instructed by the handler. Now the reason for that is just because it can distract a service dog. A service dog is there to be fully into their handler, is to fully focus on their handler and know every aspect of their handler, what they're doing, what's going on the inside, because they do a lot on smell, and everything like that. So they have to be focused on the handler at all times. And if they are not, then they can miss a huge issue with their handler. So, for example, if someone was distracting a service dog, a diabetic service dog, then that service dog can miss a very big or low fluctuation in their handler's blood sugar. And that can lead their handler to pass out or to go or anything like that, or can lead them into where they can't function the rest of the day because their blood sugar went so low or so high. So that can be very detrimental. And especially for seizure alert dogs, because if you distract a seizure alert dog, then sometimes they can miss an alert for a seizure, and then that person can have a seizure and they can end up in the hospital for a week or they can end up in the hospital for months based on like their injuries. So it is very important to, when you see a dog with a vest on, to not just run up and pet it. You should always ask, but please don't be upset if the person says no, they're working right now or something like that, because it is for that person's health. The dog isn't there just to be a dog. It's not there because it's for fun. It's there because the person has to rely on the dog to know their health. Okay, so the next two videos I'm going to show you, I used my friends for this, so I didn't call anyone out, but I have two videos, and I kind of just want you guys to watch them, and then this is more where we're going to have a lot of discussion here, because I want to know what you guys think and what you see in the videos. So this first video is of me in the mall, and I'm looking at the mall screen and like trying to figure out where I'm going, and then you see my friends, and they were acting out, looking and seeing Coda and pointing her out. So what did you guys think about that? There's no wrong answers. I'm not going to take anything wrong. Because this is like normal for me. I've done this for 2 years, so yeah. Yeah, that's actually kind of exactly how I feel a lot of the times. I do feel like an animal in a zoo sometimes where people are pointing, anything like that. A common saying in the service dog world is, it's not a magical unicorn. So, just because it's a dog. I mean, yes, you see dogs in weird places, but it's still a dog. And that happens to me constantly, where I'll be going someplace with someone and someone will see us and they'll be pointing or whispering and like all of this stuff. And to me that can be sort of distracting because I'm a normal person. I just want to go get a gallon of milk just like everyone else at the grocery store. I don't want to be pointed at and like all of that because that makes sense. Okay, I just want to make sure. I want to make sure it makes sense to you guys. But yeah, I just want to be like a normal person. I want to be able to go out and do stuff like you guys do. Sometimes with the way people react to me, it can be hard. So So the next video I'm going to show you is also a mall that my friends did, and I just kind of want you guys to point out what happens. Okay, so what did you guys see? Yep, so someone did that. Did anyone else see anything else? Or want to add anything else? Okay, can you speak up? Yeah, so this is another thing. It is a lot of times when I go out in public, I have to worry about how people react to Coda at night. Just because a lot of people will bend down and they'll try to pet Coda. And as you can tell, I do have her vest on. And her vest has constant things where they do say do not pet and say medical alert and service dog and all this stuff. However, a lot of people will just say to me, oh, I didn't see anything or something like that. Well, I'm well aware that people are able to read and that they're able to know what it says, but some people just feel entitled and they think that they can bend down and they can pet Coda. And like I said, that it is distracting and it can be very detrimental to my health. But yes, this was a common thing that happens to me. But like I said, it's just my friends who did it. I didn't want to call anyone out. I didn't want to get anyone on video. And yes, like you guys said, they bent down and they were talking to Coda and saying, "Oh, puppy, puppy," and they didn't acknowledge me at all. That's another thing is a lot of the time when people see Coda, they don't acknowledge me and they only talk to Coda. Well, that's like talking through to me. So a lot of times they'll look at Coda and say, "Oh, what's your name? What's your name?" And they expect me to answer. And I'm like, "Well, you're not talking to me. You're talking to my dog." And that can be very distracting as well. Like, you shouldn't be talking to a service dog or anything like that because then the service dog does get distracted. But you are more than welcome. The first reason is that service dog handlers are disabled. Like myself, we are disabled and we have to rely on the service dog. And if you are not disabled, then you cannot have a service dog. You are not eligible for a service dog, and that's it. Like, period, end of story. A lot of people will be like, but I have this and I have this. And if you're not disabled and you're not like severely disabled to where you can't do something during the day, then you are not eligible to have a service dog. Also, expressing desire for a service dog is wishing for disability. I've had a lot of people do this, where people will just come up to me and they'll be like, "Oh, you're so lucky to have a service dog." I'm like, "Thanks, it's so nice to have crippling depression and like crippling anxiety that I can't go outside." And like, it's illegal to like have a fake service dog. You can actually get fined. But like I said, you would never say to someone like, "Man, I wish I were deaf," or like, "My life would be so much better if I were forced to face crushing panic attacks and flashbacks every time I set foot outside my front door," or "If I could have debilitating seizures, you better believe I would." No one would ever say that. We know like that's something that you would never want, and also that's very like inconsiderate and like insensitive. So you would never just say that out loud to someone. You would never look at someone in a wheelchair and be like, "Oh man, you're so lucky to be in a wheelchair because you can roll around all day." And no, that person is in a wheelchair because they cannot walk and they have difficulties with walking and they can rely on that wheelchair. So a lot of times, like I said, people will come up to me and they'll say, "Wow, you're so lucky to have a service dog," or, "Oh, I wish I had so and so like disability so I could get a service dog." And that's very upsetting to hear because, like I said, I can't go to the grocery store. I can't go to the mall with my friends. I can't go to movies by myself. I have to rely on Coda to be able to allow me to get to those places and to be able to allow me to have fun and to not pass out or to not anything like that, you know? I have to rely on her. And that's a big word. Well, not a big word, it's a small word, but that's a big, I keep putting a big emphasis on that because you would never think that you would have to rely on a dog to be able to do stuff. But I do. I have to rely on a dog to be able to do all my daily functions. And that's something really big. And that's something that I don't take lightly. Just because if I could, for one day, be able to go to an amusement park by myself, I would. I would definitely. But I can't. And it's not because I say I can't, it's because I physically that service dog handlers are frequently greeted with judgment. The reason I put this on is because something that people will do with when they're trying to pass off their dog as a service dog is they will allow people to come up and pet them. Or their dog is not well trained, so their dog might go to the bathroom on the floor in a restaurant or something. Or the dog might bark a lot in a restaurant or anything like that. And that could cause a really big issue because, like I said, when I walk into places, people are already looking at me. People are already staring at Coda and they're questioning what's going on. They're questioning, okay, is she training? Is there something wrong with her? Is this a fake dog? Like, all that. So I do get greeted with judgment. I've been to many stores where people will come up to me, employees, and they'll say there are no dogs allowed in here. And I will have Coda completely dressed up in her gear. And I'll say she's a service dog. And they'll keep saying to me, there's no dogs allowed in here. I said, I understand that. She's a service dog. She is legally able to be. And then they start to hassle me a little bit. And they're like, well, we need certification and all this stuff. I'm like, well, you can't ask me for that. So, sorry, I'm not actually this passive aggressive. I promise. So, service dog handlers are frequently greeted with judgment. And by trying to pass off your dog as a service dog, that makes it even harder for us. Because if your dog is barking or is peeing on the ground or something like that, next time that we go into that restaurant, next time that we walk in there, we're going to be greeted with more judgment. The employees are going to give us a harder time at sitting at a restaurant table or anything like that. And that can create a big issue because, like I said, we just want to be normal. We just want to be able to go and do our thing, be independent. And that can make it hard because, to be completely honest, sometimes I don't go places because I know that I'm going to get confronted by an employee or by something like that because that makes me feel uncomfortable. And how would you feel to get confronted every time you went to a place? It kind of makes you feel less important or like you shouldn't be there. So there are times where I haven't gone places because I've been there multiple times and they've given me a hard time every time. And it can create a bad experience for you. So hence why I said, big service dog, we already get enough judgment, so having a fake service dog gives us more judgment. Something else that I said is that a lot of times people who have fake service, people who pass their dog off as service dogs, don't realize that people aren't supposed to pet service dogs, so they'll just let people come up and pet their service dog. And that can create a big issue, like I said, because like we've already talked about, it distracts the service dog, like a real service dog. So petting a service dog is a no-no in the service dog world. Like I said, you're supposed to ask, and the person is able to let you know if you can pet them or not. So I've had a lot of instances where people will see Coda and they'll just run up and start petting her and stuff like that, and I have to say, excuse me, she's working. And they'll be like, oh, it's fine though, I've done this before. And I'm like, no, it's not okay. She's working. And it can create kind of a confrontation sometimes. I've had many people get very angry at me for not letting them pet my dog. And I'm like, oh, sorry. And I'm not letting you pet my service dog. Do a good job. And then the third aspect of why it's so harmful to fake service dog and to try to pass your dog off as a service dog is that service dogs undergo hundreds of thousands of hours of training. And when you decide to just slap a vest on a dog, that can be a very disrespectful